Hey, in this video, I'm going to share a digital marketing strategy that I've never shared with the public. And using this strategy, which I call the Trident method, is how my company has made several $1 million online through our training, coaching, services, and even affiliate marketing. But before I jump in, let me just say that this digital marketing strategy is not for beginners. However, if you're looking for a process that will actually help you generate more traffic, leads, and customers for your company, or the clients you're working with, then please keep watching. And if you're excited about this training, please like this video right now. Let's dive in. So the digital marketing strategy I call the Trident method is broken down into 3 parts. Number 1, traffic. Number 2, conversions. And number 3, remarketing. Now there are a million different digital marketing tactics out there, but if you optimize these 3 areas, you will see substantial growth. So first, let's start with traffic. Now there are only 2 types of traffic you can generate online: paid and organic traffic. In this case, I'm going to share how you can generate organic traffic from Google, which is by far the best traffic you can get. And there's one key reason why it's the best traffic source: intent. The beauty of SEO is that you can structure your website and content to attract your perfect ideal customer. But the key to accomplishing that goal is through intelligent keyword research, which I'm going to show you in a second. So speaking of SEO, let me show you the exact process you can use to generate more organic search traffic. Number 1, build a keyword database. So keywords are the foundation of SEO. And now the truth is, anyone can find keywords, but knowing what keywords to target requires a refined process. So that's why I'm going to walk you through an example of how to find, qualify, and prioritize keywords. In this example, I'm going to pretend that I'm starting an affiliate website around the topic of bookkeeping. Now, the fastest way to find keyword ideas is to use Ahrefs Keyword Explorer or SEMrush. In this case, I'm going to use Ahrefs. So go to Ahrefs Keyword Explorer, enter a broad keyword relevant to your campaign, and in this case, I'll enter bookkeeping. Click on all keyword ideas. For KD, enter 60 in the max field, and then enter the broad topic into the include field. This will show you every keyword phrase using that exact word. And the reason why you want to do this is because it's best to keep the topical relevance as tight as possible when you're starting a new website. And it's best to target these topically relevant keywords first before moving on to broader targets. So then just export these ideas and add them to your keyword database. Now I'm going to show you how to quickly filter through all of the keywords that you just exported. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we actually want to add a filter to this top row here. So go ahead and add a filter there. And then we're going to filter out the keywords with a KD that is less than 10. So that's the first thing we want to do. So we'll go ahead and do clear. And then we're just going to select any KD that has a score of 10 or below. And then we want to filter out any keywords that have a search volume less than 100. So we'll go ahead and just actually select those right here out of the gate. And then you're going to sort this search volume column from Z to A so that we see the keywords with the highest search volume at the top. So now we're going to go down each of these columns and give these keywords a score so we can get the overall IRT score, which stands for intent, relevance, and trend. So the first one is intent, which is super important. So basically we're going to give a score between 1 and 4, 1 being the lowest, 4 being the highest. And navigational intent will get a score of 1, informational intent will get a score of 2, research or comparison queries will get a score of 3, and then transactional will get a score of 4, which is the most important. So I'll just run you through a few examples here. So for bookkeeping services, so you can get an idea of how this works. So for bookkeeping services, if we are going to be promoting bookkeeping services through affiliate offers, or we actually have our own bookkeeping services, then this would be transactional in nature. It would be towards the bottom of the funnel. So I would likely give it a score of 4 because it is more transactional in nature, which would mean that it is one we would want to go after. So then the relevance, this is going to be completely based on the website itself. So if you have a website that offers bookkeeping services or you're reviewing bookkeeping services, then this would be hyper relevant. So I would give it a score of 3. And then for the trend score, we're actually going to go and look back at Ahrefs. So go ahead and copy the keyword and then open up Ahrefs Keyword Explorer. Go ahead and enter the keyword. And then what we want to look at is this volume trend section. So we just want to see that the volume is either going up or going down or even going sideways over time. So if we look at this and we chart the growth, it looks like we're probably going to be pretty sideways as far as search volume. And then we just go back here to trend, and if it's trending sideways, we're going to go ahead and give it a score of 2. Then all you need to do is just go ahead and take these 3 columns and add them together, and that will give you the IRT score. And ultimately the goal here is to target keywords, or at least prioritize keywords that have a high IRT score. And then the next thing you're gonna wanna do is we're actually gonna go right back to the Keyword Explorer, and we're gonna get this average organic traffic. So we're just gonna go here, and then we're going to take a calculator, and we're gonna look at this traffic here. So for the number 1 spot, it looks like they're getting 1,700 visitors from ranking this particular page. So we want to take that, and then we want to add that in the number 10 spot. So plus 121, and we'll get a total score there. And then we're actually going to divide that by 2. And that's going to give us an average estimated traffic for this particular keyword phrase. And this is super important because this will just give us an idea of what's possible for this exact keyword phrase. So once you get that number, go ahead and add that to the sheet. So here we'll just add 946. And then the last stage of this process will be highly dependent on the type of business that you have, but you'll want to put a estimated conversions for this particular keyword. So in most cases, you're going to be looking at 1 to 3% conversions for most websites. So we'll go ahead and just multiply this number by 0.03. And that will give us the estimated number of conversions. Now that may be customers or that may be actual leads, but it will depend on the business. But we're just trying to get a general sense of what's possible if we rank for this particular keyword phrase. So that's all there is to it for qualifying your keyword. Just go down each keyword and give it an IRT score, and then you can prioritize the keywords based on the IRT score and of course what's possible with the total conversions. So that's all there's to it. So now you should have a nice list of keyword targets. I recommend reviewing the keywords with the highest IRT score and then making those the approved targets. Now the next phase of the SEO process is to, number 2, optimize your website's technical performance. So here are some high impact technical SEO actions you should take ASAP. Number 1, optimize your site architecture. I recommend using Screaming Frog to audit your site's architecture. Open Screaming Frog, enter your target website, click on API on the right-hand side, click on the gear icon next to Ahrefs and click Connect, and then start the analysis. And then once it's done, while on the Internal tab, click Export. So here are a few questions to ask when it comes to site architecture. Number 1, are important pages getting enough internal link votes? Just like external links, you should think of your internal links as votes for a page. So look for the column labeled Unique Links. Select Sort A to Z and highlight pages that have less than 10 internal links. Now the next question is, are all pages 3 or less clicks deep? So all of your pages should be no more than 3 clicks deep, and this will ensure that your pages are getting crawled and indexed well. In general, the deeper a page is on your website, the less valuable it is to Google. Just remember, from a site architecture perspective, less clicks equals more value, more clicks equals less value. So then just look under the crawl depth column and sort it from Z to A. Then look for pages with a crawl depth that is greater than 3. So next thing you'll want to ask is, are all your internal links using effective anchor text? You should always use exact match anchor text with your internal links, but just be careful with site-wide navigational links because they can cause some issues. And the main reason is because of anchor text over-optimization. For example, if you have 1,000 internal links for dark roast coffee, and then you acquire 100 external links with the same anchor text, it could lead to over-optimization. Now keep in mind, some websites are so large that you must use site-wide navigation links. And in this case, it makes sense to use keyword-rich anchor text so you get the most out of those internal links. You'll just have to be less aggressive with your external link anchor text. So to find your internal link anchor text, go to Screaming Frog, Bulk Export, and All Anchor Text. And the final question is, are there any pages with existing backlinks and authority? Your top internal linking target should be pages with existing authority. In short, you can tap into existing authority to boost other pages on your site through internal linking. So just scroll over until you find Ahrefs referring domains exact, sort A to Z so that the biggest number is at the top, and then highlight all of the Ahrefs referring domains that are greater than 5. Now the next technical optimization action is to, number 2, optimize your page loading speed. I recommend running your website through Google's Page Speed Insights, Pingdom, and GT Metrics to establish benchmarks. Then go through the recommendations from these tools and improve your site's loading speed. And you may need to hire a developer to make some of these changes, but it's a good investment. And the final high impact SEO action is to number 3, optimize your mobile experience. So Google's page speed insights will help you reveal issues with mobile experience. So actions taken in the previous step will often correct mobile experience issues as well. So now let's move on to the next step in the SEO process, which is number 3, create intelligent SEO content. Now I break SEO content down into 2 categories: keyword targeted content and link bait. And I recommend that 80% of your content should be keyword targeted, while 20% of your content should be designed to attract backlinks. An example of this is Moz's Link Explorer tool. And this tool used to be called Open Site Explorer, and it attracted a massive amount of backlinks. And as a result, it massively grew their site authority, which allows them to rank for highly competitive keywords. Now let me go back to keyword targeted content, which is critical. Now first, let me say this: the SEO content process applies to both new and existing pages, and sometimes it makes sense to simply upgrade and optimize existing pages before creating new content. And the good news is that the process is exactly the same. So here it is. Number 1, select a qualified keyword, and this should have been accomplished in the keyword research process. Number 2, map the keyword to an existing page. Now, obviously, if you don't have an existing page targeting this keyword, then you'll need to create a new one. Number 3, make sure you only have one page targeting this keyword. And keyword cannibalization occurs when multiple pages are targeting the same keyword. You'll need to either consolidate those pages or delete and redirect them if the content isn't valuable. Number 4, create an SEO content brief. So an SEO content brief outlines the strategy for the content asset. And some questions you would want to answer on an SEO content brief are: what is the estimated value of this keyword? Just go to Ahrefs Keyword Explorer and multiply the CPC times the clicks to get the estimated value. Next, it's important to ask what SERP features are present. So once again, go to Ahrefs Keyword Explorer and then scroll down to the bottom and look at SERP overview to see if there are SERP features. Then you'll want to ask, what's the estimated organic CTR for this keyword? Once again, just go to Ahrefs Keyword Explorer and look at the organic click section. Next, you'll want to ask, what's the search intent? The next question you need to ask is, what is the ideal word count? So you can just go right into Surfer, go to the SERP analyzer, and then look at the average word count for the top 10 for that target keyword. And lastly, you need to ask, how many backlinks will you need to rank? So once again, just go to Ahrefs Keyword Explorer to see the keyword difficulty, and they'll give you an estimated amount of backlinks you'll need to rank for the target keyword phrase. Now there are many more questions to ask, but this is a good starting point. So the next step in the SEO content creation process is to number 5, create or delegate the SEO content. So if you plan on delegating the SEO content, I recommend sharing the SEO content brief with your writer and also creating a brief outline for them. You should use tools like Surfer to identify keyword variations to target within the copy. And once you've created your SEO content, it's time to move into step number 4 in the SEO process, which is to acquire backlinks. I have several videos on my channel about link building, so I won't get into it here, but I'll have all the links in the description box below this video. But in short, you should acquire as many backlinks as you've identified in the SEO content brief. And in some cases, you might need to exceed that target if your website is new, or if you aren't able to acquire backlinks on authoritative websites, which are often very expensive. So now that you know how to get more organic search traffic from Google, it's time to talk about conversions. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much traffic you get if you can't convert it into leads and new customers. And here's the deal, roughly 97% of website visitors are not ready to buy. That means you need to nurture them until they become a qualified lead. So in this video, I'm going to help you convert more of the 97% of people who are not ready to buy. Now, the truth is the other 3% are highly motivated buyers in most cases. So with decent keyword targeting, copywriting, UX, and CRO, you should convert these prospects pretty well. But the question is, how do you get the other 97% of visitors to buy? You need to create a nurture sequence. So here's how to do it. Number one, create a hyper relevant lead magnet. And lead magnets are critical because they incentivize visitors to join your email list. And the truth is, no one wants to join another email list, so they need a reason to join instead. And that's the value of using a lead magnet. And in my experience, the best lead magnets are simple checklists or some type of free training like a video series or a webinar. And the key is to keep things stupidly simple. For example, most of my lead magnets for Gotcha SEO are basic, like 7 untapped link building techniques. This lead magnet has driven over 1,600 subscribers on its own using this basic landing page created with lead pages. And I've split tested countless landing pages and nothing beats simple. In fact, here are the conversion rates for these simple landing pages that I use. Almost all of them convert over 50%. Now, keep it simple and always split test. Number two, create an automated welcome email. So every new subscriber should receive an automated email from you. And this is your opportunity to A, build rapport, and B, segment the subscriber. And the truth is, not every subscriber is created equally. So you need to identify people who are likely to become customers in the future. Segmentation is the key. And there are 2 ways you can segment your audience. First, you send a new subscriber survey, and these are just basic questions relevant to your ideal customer, and you can use Typeform or any form building service. The second option is to use trigger links. I use Drip to accomplish this. So here's how it works. I send a welcome email with 2 or 3 links, and those links are what are called trigger links, which means when someone clicks one of those special links, that subscriber will get tagged based on their action. For example, I ask in my welcome email, which of the following best describes you, and then I give them 3 options. And this helps me identify who they are, which then allows me to send them relevant content. And that brings me to the third part of this process, which is number 3, create an automated nurture sequence. So the goal of getting email subscribers is to turn them into leads and ultimately customers for your business. And not every email subscriber is ready to become a customer today. That's why you need to treat them as if they don't plan on buying for at least 6 to 12 months. And with that mindset, you can think about how you're going to add value and how you're going to build trust with each email subscriber. And the key to this process is to build an automated nurture sequence. In short, if you add an incredible amount of value to your audience, your sales process will be 1,000 times easier. In fact, you won't need to sell at all because they'll already be sold because of the trust you've built with them. So if your nurture sequence is solid, many of your email subscribers will become leads. And these leads need to be moved into a different automated sequence. Now, of course, how you pitch your offer will depend on your business model. For example, if you're selling products with an e-com store, you might offer a discount to incentivize them to invest money with your brand. But regardless, the first offer should typically be low on the value ladder. And the goal of your first offer is to simply get them to spend money with your brand for the first time. And this is often the hardest sell of all. So I recommend pitching a simple, low ticket offer first. And once you've turned some of your leads into customers, then you can start the process of pitching your higher ticket offers. But at the end of the day, it's all about taking baby steps with your prospects. All right, at this point, you have a high level understanding of SEO and how to nurture your email subscribers. Now it's time to talk about the third piece of this equation, which is remarketing. Now remember when I said that roughly 1 to 3% of website visitors are ready to buy right now? Well, even if you convert 3% of the non-buyers into email subscribers upon their first visit, 94% of your website visitors are leaving without taking any action at all. And that's why it's critical that you set up a remarketing layer. So here's how to do it. Number 1, make sure you have tracking pixels set up. At a bare minimum, you should have Google and Facebook tracking set up on your website. And if you want to be everywhere, you should also set up tracking for Bing, Twitter, Quora, Reddit, and even TikTok. Number 2, create remarketing campaigns based on intent. So once you've collected pixel data, you'll be able to remarket based on how visitors have interacted on your website. And this is critical to understand because your remarketing strategy must be based on the visitor's intent. For example, if a visitor comes to your website through an informational piece of content and then exits your website, it doesn't make sense to hit them with a hard offer. Instead, you need to move them down the sales funnel. So if they consumed a blog post, then you might want to run an ads promoting a lead magnet relevant to the blog post they just read. For example, if someone reads my blog post about on-page SEO and they don't become an email subscriber or a customer, then they'll see ads about my free on-page SEO checklist. Always keep your remarketing hyper relevant to the visitor's behavior. Now, if someone visited my Gotch SEO Academy sales page, I would send them a totally different remarketing campaign. They would start seeing testimonials and other bottom of the funnel types of content designed to persuade them to join my training. So obviously I could dedicate an entire training course just to remarketing, but here are some of the key takeaways. Number one, remarket based on intent. Always position your ads based on what stage the visitor is at within the sales cycle. And if they haven't expressed transactional intent, then keep sending them free value until they do. And if they have expressed transactional intent, show them content or offers that will persuade them to become customers. It's that simple. Number two, split test everything. The truth is you don't need to be the David Ogilvy of advertising in today's world. That's because platforms like Google and Facebook are designed to do all the heavy lifting. You just need many creatives and different angles of copywriting. Don't create one-off ads hoping to hit a home run. Create several different versions of ads and use split testing to find out which ones work best. You simply do not know what will perform best. You can use your experience, training, and best judgment, but the only way to really know what works is to see what ads perform and which ones don't. So that is a high-level overview of the Trident digital marketing strategy that I've used successfully across many verticals. And like I mentioned before, there are countless digital marketing strategies and tactics you can use. However, if you master SEO, email marketing, and remarketing, you can double your business's revenue. And then once you've established those three areas of digital marketing, you should then venture into other methods. So that's all I have for you today. And can you do me a huge favor? If you got value from this video, can you please like it? Because it will let YouTube know that this video is actually valuable. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.